the doctor for pneumonia, and I'm in the ER. And the doctor tells her that if I don't lose weight, they're going to call CPS on my mom, because my mom was doing a terrible job of parenting because I was losing weight. So they're like, okay, you can do something, or we're going to, you know, like, CPS is going to step in. And she's like, I got to do something. So I went to an Academy of the Heroes, and which is so nicely, it is a therapeutic school for obese kids, but it was fat school. I went to fat school for an entire year, and it was very, so I watched Locked Up, and I'm like, oh my god, that was what happened to me without food. And but it was really interesting, because a lot of like really interesting social dynamics happen when you have 100 teenagers in a very small, isolated place. It was out in Fresno. Fresno looks exactly like Tucson without mountains. It's really weird, but it's very, very similar. And so there was probably like 30 guys. The rest were female. A lot of female drama when there's that many high school females who live together also. So it's high school, but then also we live together and we're hungry all the time. And we had 3 activities a day, and we obviously made really good friends. One of them is here, who absolutely surprised me. I was like distracted because I'm so excited. But I have this friend Lauren, who was like my best friend there, and we were troublemakers. And what happens when teenage girls specifically who were really self-conscious, and all of a sudden they start losing weight because of mandatory activities, and all of a sudden they start to be really confident. And if there's only 100 kids in your school, and then only like 70 of them are female, it's really easy to rise to the top of that. So, we were cool kids, by the way, and I don't know how cool it is to be the coolest kids at that school, but I was. And we would just get into mischief all the time. And it stopped being exciting being there, because like we weren't there for the right reasons, and like that long went away, and we would just find reasons to get out of exercising because we didn't want to, and we were really rebellious. And so everybody would be doing their activity, and we're all like, let's go that way and just like hang out and to go anywhere else but having to do a physical activity. And which is probably kind of how things happen in the first place. But we decided to go exploring, as we often did, and we were notorious for getting in trouble. I also need to say that there was a 3 strikes rule at the school, and Lauren was on strike number 2. Let's just say that also. So we decided to explore instead of going to the basketball courts, on the other side of the school there was the classrooms, and it's a very small campus, so there was like classrooms and like a kitchen, and then we had culinary with a great chef who went to the Culinary Institute of America, right? CIA? Yeah. And she was great, and I loved her, but the culinary room door was unlocked, and these hungry kids found an entire rotisserie chicken in the fridge. So mind you, we were only allowed 10 grams of fat a day. We were lucky if we got like a chicken breast like a day. This was an entire chicken, okay? We were so hungry, and we were so excited to find this chicken. So we steal it. We steal this chicken, and we hide it in our coat. And because luckily we were bigger and we were smaller, so we had a lot of room to work with, so we could like put it in here. So we take it back to our rooms, and we were roommates, and we like share a room, and we were like, oh, we don't feel good, we have to go back, we couldn't lay down, we have a cramp. And so they're like, all right, because the night RAs didn't care about anything. They're like, all right, go ahead. So we go back to the room, and we feasted on this chicken until we were sick, and it was bad. And there was like chicken, and we were full, and we were like, no, we have to eat the rest of it. And it made us violently ill, but it didn't matter because it was like the best full we've ever been, and we just like sat there happy in our chicken grease. Well, apparently that was like parent weekend where the parents come to like visit, and apparently that chicken was like supposed to be the demonstration chicken for the parents. So they immediately found it, and after lots of questioning to the other students, they figured out it was one of us, at least. And so there was a conversation between Lauren and I, which was like, she's on strike too. I have no strike. I have to take the fault for this. Like, because if he takes the fault even a little bit, he gets kicked out. And I have no partner in crime anymore. So I had to confess to the dean of the school that I myself stole this rotisserie chicken and ate the whole thing by myself. And which was already a little bit shameful, but what was even worse is I got 3 days of solitary confinement because I stole a chicken. And I would like to say that that's where the story stopped, but it did not. There were Michael Gigas, would call me chicken stealer very loud for the rest of the time I was there. And that was almost like a nickname. But then our art teacher ran away with a student and had an affair and then wrote a book about it. And in the book it talks about a student stealing a chicken. And so it's public. It's forever that I stole a chicken at that school.